All right, the April 5th edition of the Triple Crown News Minute is presented by Kentucky Equine Research. Coming up, learn more about their recent work on bone density in racehorses. Ray, we've been through two of this weekend's three 100-point preps, the Bluegrass and the Wood, and now it's time to go to California for the Santa Anita Derby. And unlike those other two races, this race has been very relevant, not just in recent history, but going back a long ways. Give us a brief recap of that.
3 of the last 7 Kentucky Derby winners also won the Santa Anita Derby. I'll have another in 2012, California Chrome 2 years after that, and then last year Justify went on to win the Triple Crown. So three of the last 7. But you can go back to the 1950s when 3 Santa Anita Derby winners also won the Kentucky Derby. You've had Affirmed in the 70s. And there's a lot of horses, actually not that long ago, that ran in the Santa Anita Derby, did not win, but then won the Kentucky Derby. Horses like Jagow in 2005, Charismatic, Real Quiet, Silver Charm, Ferdinand, Gato del Sol. So this is a very productive race, not just for the Kentucky Derby, but then you've got horses that have come out of the Santa Anita Derby to do well in the Preakness, like Snow Chief and Point Given, Exaggerator, and so on and so on.
Yeah, and it probably will be no different this year. 3 of the 6 horses lined up for Saturday's race are top contenders. 2 of them trained by Bob Baffert. Jerry Hollendorfer has Instagram in here, and it looks to be a 3-horse race with maybe a couple of outside contenders. Hollendorfer has another horse in the field, but of those 3, they all come in similar ways. So they all are making their second start of 2019. And they're all coming, before that off significant layoffs. The shortest one was Game Winner coming off the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, but Instagram hadn't raced since August, Roadster since September. Then they had their first races this year, and now they're making their second start. So I guess the big question is, of the 3, which one is in the best form making that second start?
Well, look, this race belongs to this guy. I think he's won it 8 times. I think he's got the top 2 contenders in here this time. The question is, which one will it be? Will it be Game Winner or Roadster? Well, I think Roadster is the horse to beat here. He needs points to get into the Kentucky Derby. The horse has 0 points. This was a horse that when he was a 2-year-old, ran against Game Winner in the Del Mar Futurity, was the heavy favorite, didn't run well. Baffert wrapped up on him, which he's done before with good 2-year-olds. Put him on the sidelines. When he brought him back for that allowance win in early March, that was an impressive first-time back win. I think Roadster is going to be that much better this time around. Game Winner has shown what he can do, and he's got a lot of talent. He's the reigning champion, but I don't know if there's any improvement in Game Winner. I think there is a lot of improvement in Roadster.
And I think Game Winner's running style isn't necessarily suited for, let's say, the Derby. He's a grinder. I mean, he can get it done. Obviously, he's shown his talent, and he ran well in the Rebel. But again, he showed that kind of grinder style. I don't know if that he has that extra gear that you need in the final 8th. Instagram, interestingly, has been training at Los Alamitos instead of Santa Anita, and I wonder if that's going to have any effect on him because of all the work that's been done on the racetrack at Santa Anita where it's gotten deeper. The Baffert trainees have been working over that surface, so will Instagram find it a little difficult going, especially since he's probably going to be trying to go gate to wire?
I think that's a disadvantage for Instagram. I think it's also a disadvantage for him and probably for Game Winner that both of them shipped across country to run in their comeback races. Roadster has stayed at home at Santa Anita, and I think the shipping probably takes a little bit out of the horses, and we'll see if Roadster can step up on Saturday. But I think he's the horse to beat. If anybody from a long shot perspective, maybe Nolo Contestro, who ran second to Roadster in that allowance race, if he shows a little bit of improvement, he might be right there.
And if you just look at the speed figures, all 3 of those top contenders are really close on speed figures. And Roadster and Instagram both have kind of paired up figures, which usually means a leap forward. So, and maybe even with Game Winner a leap forward, but I do expect Roadster and Instagram both to jump up based on those buyer speed numbers. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of the Triple Crown News Minute, presented by Kentucky Equine Research.
The Kentucky Equine Research Performance Center is a new facility for KER located in Ocala, Florida. The things that we're doing here, we're trying to apply to real commercial solutions that we can bring into our own product line that can help horses in specific disciplines. One of the things that we're specifically interested in all performance horses, but race horses particularly, is skeletal soundness. It's the thing that's most likely to sideline a racehorse. We came across some proprietary ingredients that we thought could improve the bone quality, which we've now tested and incorporated into a product, Triactin, that contains a key ingredient called BMC. In these studies, what we found was the horses that were supplemented increased the density of the dorsal aspect, the front of the cannon bone, which is really important for soundness in all age horses, but in 2-year-olds particularly. One of the bonuses of Triactin and BMC is, besides its effect on the bone, it's a super buffer for both the stomach and the hind gut. So you get really 3 benefits from using these types of products, Triactin and BMC, in that you're improving bone quality, but at the same time you're improving gut health.